between SYBA and SYBSC. I think everybody are able to see the screen. Am I right? These are the practicals for SYBA student, which is common with SYBSC. I can practical number 1, fitting of NBD, computation of expected frequency is common with SYBSC. Fitting of normal distribution, application of NBD multinomial, applications of exponential and normal, model sampling from normal distribution, estimation of trend by moving average, estimation and forecasting of trend by exponential smoothing, curve fitting, plotting of residuals, etc., fitting of AR1 model, estimation of seasonal indices by simple average and ratio to trend, estimation of seasonal indices by ratio to linear trend by least square method. For SYBA student, practical number 10 is completed. 9, 8, 7, 6. Then we have completed first two practicals. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 practicals I finished as per syllabus for SYBA student. Now we'll discuss about SYBS practical list as per university. This is the list for SYBS students. Fitting of normal distribution is over. Fitting of NBD is over. Time series number 6. Estimation of seasonal, ratio to trend, ratio to moving average finished. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 practicals for SYBSC, and these 4 practicals transfer to 6 practicals for SYBA. So this is about how much portion we completed for practical paper semester 3. In addition to this, I will ask everybody come to the college and pay rupees 150 for journal. Take the receipt from the office near principal's office. Show that receipt to our lab attendant, Shaheen Khan madam, and take the journal from her and start writing your practical in the journal. You can come tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, as per your convenience. But purchase the journals and start writing. This is only for statistics. For other subject, you can inquire to the concerned teacher. If the journals available in the department, they will provide you. If not, they will provide another way how to write a journal. But in our department, journals are available. Pay rupees 150, show the receipt in the department and take the journals and start the writing. Journals should be written only by pencil. Pen is not allowed to write a journal. What I teach online for practicals, I had given you practical sheets at the beginning. You download that practical sheet, attach firstly, then what I explain, procedure for each and every practical, write it. After the end of procedure on the new sheet, start the solution one by one. That is the way of writing a statistics journal. Let us go ahead for the practical under the heading of fitting of normal distribution. We have seen this practical in the last week. I had given the procedure and I explained the way of fitting as well as testing the goodness of fit by using chi-square test or by using QQ plot. Today we'll repeat again the method of fitting of normal distribution, how to test goodness of fit by using a chi-square test as well as by using a graphical way that is known as a QQ plot. Let us begin. Solution for question number 2. You have a data in your practical sheet. Question number 2 data. Speaking for monthly pocket money and number of students having that much pocket money. So your data says 150 to 250. This is a range of pocket money and how many students carrying this much pocket money is 12. So 12 is a frequency and this is a class. But if you want to interpret the data, student carrying this much amount, minimum 150, maximum 250 as a pocket money, there are 12 students. Similar interpretation for class number 2, you find there are 20 students having pocket money in this range. This is a real life data. Now we are eager to fit the model for such type of data. Let us try to fit normal distribution. And then you will check this data satisfies normal distribution or not by performing goodness of fit. Also, we can check this data is good to fit for normal by using a graphical method called as QQ plot. See the data. Data is more than 100 figures, large data. So I apply change of origin and scale method to make the calculation simpler. See how we proceed for question number 2. This is your table number 1, which is prepared to develop answer of parameters of normal distribution. I taught during the procedure normal distribution is specified by two constants. They are mu and sigma square. So in underfitting, we want to develop estimate for mu and sigma square. So your calculation table is column number 1, class boundaries 150-250. This indicates pocket money. 250-350, 350-450, and continue. Column number 2, XI. What is XI? From your first year knowledge, if you have a classes, you calculate midpoints. That is labeled as XI. So the caption of this column is midpoint denoted by XI. How you get 200? 250 plus 150 divide by 2 gives 200. How to get 300? 350 plus 250 divide by 2 gets 300. So this is the way of doing a calculations of midpoint. Third column is small fi, indicates frequencies given in the question. 12, 20, 37, 18, 13. Now what I do, I transfer this xi to the new variable as ui, known as change of origin and scale. ui is a new variable developed by using older variable. xi is 200, a, which is subtracted. What a stand? It is a middle value of xi is. So this is your a. So 200 minus 400 divided by h. H is a gap between upper limit and lower limit. This is coming 100. So 200 minus 400 is minus 200. Minus 200 divided by 100 is nothing but how much? 200 is x minus a 400. It is minus 200. That means this minus 300, minus 3 is not correctly due to 400. So this student used small a as a 500. Actually, what should be a? A should be middle value of your x's, and that middle number comes here. But by mistakenly, that student carry a as 500. It doesn't make any difference. You are free to use anyone as a, but preferably center value is better for making a calculation simpler. So in true fact, the small a should be 400, even though we proceed by using 500. I repeat, 200 minus 500, answer is minus 300. Divide by h stand for class interval, difference between upper limit and lower limit, that is 100. So minus 300 divided by 100 is minus 3 by taking a as a 500. 300 minus 500 is minus 200, divided by 100 is minus 2. 400 minus 500 is minus 100. Divided by 100 gives minus 1. This 500 minus 500 is 0. 600 minus 500 is 100. 100 divided by 100 is 1. So these are the values of ui. Again, I repeat before going ahead, the value of a should be middle value of your xi's. Here that student taken by mistakenly 500. You can see my procedure when I explain the fitting. You can see what is a. A is nothing but middle value of xi's. So as per this, you should take an answer. You should take an answer for small a as 400, not 500. But taking any value as a small a, your calculations will not disturb. You are free to use any constant for a. But calculations become simpler if a is a middle value. Now next column is UIFI, product of f with value of ui. That is the next column. Minus 3 multiply 12 become minus 36. Minus 2 multiply 20 become minus 40. And the calculations going on. Make a total of this column. Here it comes minus 100. Then I have square of u multiply f. Minus 3 square is 9. 9 multiplied 12 is 108. So that is your first calculation. Minus 2 square is 4. 4 multiplied 20 is 80. Second calculation. Minus 1 square is plus 1 multiply fi. Answer become 37. 0 multiply anything is 0. 1 square is 1 multiply fi. Answer is 13. Make the calculation of this column. Make the total of this column. By using this, you get u bar. By using this and this, you get a variance of new variable ui. What is a u bar? U bar is summation xi fi upon capital N. Now, can you observe some mistake here? That mistake is it should not be xi, because on the left the notation is u bar, that is mean for variable u. So here should be ui. Doesn't matter, this is the formula. Sigma of UIFI, that is coming this much. This is the total of UIFI. Minus 100, total of frequency is 100. So you get U bar minus 1. Now I get sigma square U. Again mistake in the formula. It is variance for new variable U. So here should be ui square, here should be u bar square. Everybody remember the corrections which I am telling now. If it is u bar, the variable should be ui, not x. That is a correction. Be remember when you will write your journal. Similarly, this is the variance of u. So this variable should be u. Make a change. After having u bar sigma square u, you get mu cap. That is the first parameter of normal distribution. A plus h time u bar. This is the relation between new mean to get a estimate parameter mu. Value of A taken by that student 500, good, plus 100 multiply minus 1 as a u bar. Simplify, answer of mu cap is 400. Sigma square x, that is variance of x, is equal to square of h sigma square u. This is the relation between new variance with old variance. H value we are taking as 100. So 100 square multiply sigma square u, which we got here. So this is sigma square u. U means new variable. Simplify, this is the answer of variance for given data, and this is the answer for mu for given data. I take a root of this value denoted as sigma. Now table number 2, expected frequencies for normal distribution. The way of table, first column is upper classes of your data. If you look at data start from 150-250. So these upper side values are called as upper limit. So I took first column as upper class boundaries. Number 1, 250, 350, 450, 550, 650. And what is the last? Last is infinity from our side. Why this infinity is added? Because if you look the range of normal distribution, it begins from minus infinity to plus infinity. So when we decide to make a fitting, your entire range of the distribution should be covered. Our data finished at 650. Then from 650 till the infinity, you have to represent by adding this infinity. Call these classes as ui. Get the value of zi, which is known as standard normal variate. Zi equal to ui minus mu cap divided by sigma cap. See the first calculation. 250 is the value of ui minus mu cap, what we got as a 400. So 250 minus 400 divided by sigma is this value. So by using these three numbers, mu, sigma, and ui, you get the value of zi. Repeat these calculations for every value of ui which is in first column. In front of infinity, write infinity because you are making these operations on upper class boundary. If ui is infinity, you subtract anything from infinity or zi. Infinity will be here. Infinity minus mu divided by sigma as a positive constant. No effect. Infinity remain infinity. After having zi, we try to calculate phi zi. This column is going to prepare by using a statistical table that I told during the question number 1. But the hint which is to be remembered to look the table is, if zi is negative, you get directly answer from the table and put it here. But if the value of z is positive, you locate this number in the book and write 1 minus that number here. That is to be remembered. Phi negative value directly from the book. Pi positive value, answer 1 minus table from the book. After having phi zi, we get delta phi zi. Delta stand for difference. Look carefully. First number as it is, no change. Second number is difference of pi zi. Second minus first, right in front of second. How to get this? Corresponding phi minus previous phi, that is in front of 66276. Procedure continued. 1 minus before, written in front of 1. Total should become exactly 1. If not, there is a mistake in the calculation, not in the procedure. So total of delta phi z should be 1. If not 1, it should be 0.9999. Then your answers are 100% correct. After having a delta phi zi, we calculate expected frequency EI. The answer is capital N multiply with delta phi z gives expected frequencies. I repeat, in this question, capital N is 100. So you multiply delta phi z every value by 100, you get this expected frequencies. This is the end of your practical under the heading of fitting of normal distribution. In the question, if they say, test for goodness of fit, then you have to go ahead. Otherwise, practical is complete at this stage. Now, how to make test for goodness of fit? That I will explain. Test for goodness of fit, if they ask, proceed. Now, whenever word is test, we have to begin with corresponding hypothesis, which is named as a null hypothesis. We write on the top H naught colon given data is good to fit against H1 given data is not good to fit. So this should be on the top when you want to make test for goodness of fit. Then what I do, I prepare a table classes in column 1, frequencies in column 2, expected frequencies in column 3. This everything, this is your data. Question number 2, expected frequency from previous table, what we calculated. So this expected frequency is a table number 2 for making a goodness of fit. Now you can recall in last practical I said for testing a goodness of fit, expected frequency should be greater than 5. And it is here all expected frequencies are greater than 5. After calculating this, we proceed for calculation of Fi square divided by Ei, which is the part of formula. Square of F divided by expected first number. Square of F divided by expected second number, and so on. Total of this column is 103.5122. I use formula for testing chi-square naught. Summation I1 to k dash Fi square upon Ei minus capital N. In last practical, I said about k dash, which is number of pooled classes. If expected frequency is less than 5, you have to add that class with neighbor to get expected frequency more than 5. Here all expecteds are greater than 5, so no question of making a pooling. This is your answer of this bracket. Minus n is 100. Therefore, total of chi-square calculated 3.5122. Now, how to get a table value? Chi-square, here should be square number, k dash minus r minus 1. K dash number of pooled classes if you did the pooling. Otherwise, original classes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So k dash is 5. Normal distribution requires two parameters mu sigma square. So that is the second value. 5 minus 2 minus 1. Result is 2. So chi-square table, which is obtained from statistical book, which I will explain you in some other practical. But here remember, this is the table value obtained by using chi-square. This is your calculated value by using a formula. Now you can see calculated is smaller than table. I told before, if calculation is smaller, accept, otherwise reject. As chi-square calculated less than chi-square table, therefore accept H naught. This is the simple procedure for making a test goodness of fit. What is meaning? Meaning is given data is good to fit for normal distribution. You can interpret another way around. Given data is coming from normal distribution. Or you can say normal distribution is good to fit. So there are so many ways to write a conclusion. Now, third way to decide goodness of fit is QQ plot. Now, how to make the QQ plot? For that, you need one calculation table. This is a QQ plot table. Column number 1, index 1 to 5, because there are 5 classes. Column number 2, midpoints, what you calculate in previous table, 200 to 600. Then I get I minus 0.5 divided by small n. How we do this? I stand for serial number 1. 1 minus 0.5, result is 0.5, divided by small n, number of classes 5. So answer will be how much? I is 1 minus 0.5, that is 0.5 divided by 5. Result is 0.1. Make the calculation of this column changing I. Now it is 2. 2 minus 0.5 divided by n, which is in your bag. That is 5. After getting this column, we get Zi, phi inverse. This is also obtained by statistical table. This I will explain you at the last. Otherwise, in tomorrow's practical, both cases I will explain. Phi inverse of this number. If this value is less than 0.5, Z will be negative. Equal to 0.5, Z is 0. More than 0.5, Z is positive. To be remembered, this is the center point. Below this negative value, above this positive value. And this is from statistical table. After having this, we plot a graph. Take the x values on x-axis, z values on y-axis. After plotting the points, draw the straight line which covers maximum points of the graph paper. You can see easily. At the center, I draw x-axis. On center, I draw vertical axis known as a y-axis. This is the scale for Z, upward and downward symmetry. Now this is the points for your today's hitting of normal. You can see easily first value midpoint is 200. Value of Z is minus 2.8. So your Z x is 200 and Z is minus 2.8 somewhere here. Similarly, next point. Then you can draw a straight line which passes from these points. If all the points coming close to the straight line, the conclusion is data is good for normal. If points are very much away from this straight line, you can say the data is not coming from normal distribution. This completes your question number 2, fitting of normal distribution. These both practicals are very, very important. Always ask in examination. So I will ask everybody, prepare nicely. If you have any type of doubt, you can clear. Otherwise, we'll meet tomorrow. Today we'll stop.